There's everything to look forward to, and there's absolutely nothing to be afraid of. This is all conjured in the mind because the mind can't deal with new or different or strange or change, transformation. It doesn't handle things like that. How it handles it is it dispatches it. It's just literally going to obliterate it. If it sees it, it'll just destroy it and then pretend like it didn't happen. That's how you maintain that constant state of what you call normalcy. But it's not normal to be stagnant and sedentary. Instead of coming up with every single excuse why you should stay in that dead zone that you're in, start thinking of things that can get you to the next level, to the next place, to the next phase, to the next portion of your journey. Don't forget, what I really emphasize the most in my videos is your energy is your everything. I know it sounds like it's cliche and it's been done to death, but I'm not talking about mainstream nonsense that they've been, spoon feeding you in your subconscious from day one. I'm not talking about that. What I always bring up is actual reality. I'm not I'm not pushing any products on you or, buy my program or go to my seminar. Not like that. I'm talking truth. The universe gave you miraculous gifts. And because you've been programmed and conditioned to only pigeonhole yourself into a dark entity, which is the matrix, that's exactly what it's going to offer you and provide you. And all these experiences that scare you and make you afraid to venture outside that little security zone that you've got, all the while not realizing that that zone you think is your friend is actually sucking the life out of you and giving you nothing in return except emptiness, loneliness, hardships, deprivation, scarcity, lack, loss, absence, duality, polarization, darkness, all of it. Negativity, lowering your vibration, and you're just digging yourself down deeper and deeper into that hole until you can't see the light anymore. So you got to ask yourself, what am I doing? I'm actually defending my captor that took me hostage from birth, and I don't want to leave this person. That's what they call the Helsinki syndrome. It's a real thing. And my personal feeling is that the mind is a child, and it'll always revert to a default setting of dependency or safety. That's why people always cast their mind back to the past by recounting, recalling, recollecting memories as a child when things were easier, different, when life was fun. No responsibilities, commitments, obligations, no bills, no deadlines, no pay, all that. That was not even there. It was devoid. I'm not saying that your childhood was, a pleasure cruise. I don't know your life. But when you're a child, you're 4 years old, you don't have to pay a mortgage. And you don't have to pay taxes and bills and go shopping, laundry, cooking, cleaning dishes, taking care of kids, taking them to the school, picking them up, buying them clothes, making the next payments. That's pressure. And they do it to you for a reason. This is a debt-based fiat currency system. That's why you have so much credit card debt, student loans, car loans, home loans. It just goes on and on and on. It's just a bigger and bigger and deeper hole. So that's all compounded down on you. Stress, aggravation, tension, duress, hypertension. I mean, it all adds up to you artificially inducing these things. And then you have all of these tangible physical ailments that start manifesting. Cancer, premature aging, and the list is endless. Instead of saying, let me just assume a relaxed state, a calm, relaxed state, and let me ease into this transition my way, you're taking all of this advice and opinions from outside sources, and all of those mixed signals are creating this amalgam of a toxic soup that got your head spinning like a blender. And that's where your panic is coming from. And then your mind is like, we can't take this. We don't know what's going on. We're freaking out. Get us out of here. We need help now. Panic stations, red alert, everything's all on high alert. Going nuts, going crazy. The end of the world, doomsday, apocalypse, Armageddon, all that craziness that you're doing to yourself. Breathe. reset, and go again. But this time, don't go in the same direction, because that direction is taking you to a dead end, down a freaking endless hole. You don't want to go down. You want to go up and out, and you want to rise and fly. You want to get that dead weight off your wings. Remove every toxic person from your life. And if that includes your old self, do it. Because those energies are the very elements that are the culprit as to why you are doing to yourself what you're doing. Whether you want to realize it or not, whether you want to accept that or not, whether you want to embrace it or not, whether you regard it as truth or disregard it as a bunch of garbage. That's a personal trip. That's your truth. That's your journey. That's your energy to own. I can't be responsible. I'm just the messenger, man. You know what I mean? It's up to you to receive the message. If not, then you're going to wind up just staying the same. That's just the way life rolls. But if you honestly want things to be different, you got to step up. You got to come correct. You got to assume that dominant posture and that position, the role to play, man, for yourself. You can't be talking harshly to yourself, putting yourself down while you're building other people up. People do that to themselves a lot. You'd be surprised the level and intensity of abuse you give yourself, you wouldn't tolerate from strangers. But you have no problem doing it to yourself, as if it's just ordinary, common, just occurrence. Like, yeah, no big deal. I do this all the time. But you don't realize it's that inner monologue you got going on with yourself, and that inner dialogue you got going on between yourself and the outside world. The outside world, that's what's killing you. Because the universe monitors everything. Inner dialogue, outer dialogue. Your inner dialogue has to match your outer dialogue. You can't be having a private chatter in here and then speaking something else out there, because then you're disingenuous. Then you're a phony. The universe picks up on that. That means that things are out of alignment. That means you're not in proper vibrational frequency with what it is that you're asking for. Most important thing is you have to be veritable, honest, and truthful. You have to speak with a sense of veracity with everything that you do. You can't say something and not do it. You can't do something and not believe it. You see what I'm saying? It's all got to be in alignment, man. Perfect alignment, you know, right down the middle. And that's where a lot of people get it wrong. They think if I read these books, then I'll be enlightened. Or if I watch this video or attend this seminar or all this stuff, then I'll find peace and I'll have happiness. No, it's all an inside job. You got to recognize if there's elements in you that you're carrying, they have to be repaired or replaced. You have to do that inner work. It's all about healing. It's all about allowing yourself to breathe again and be free. Just like when you were a kid. Got up in the morning, summer, no school. Let's go play all day. Let's go make some memories and have some fun. You weren't thinking mortgage and bills and kids and rent and, that wasn't there. Some children refer to adulthood as a prison sentence. And they're right, because the system makes it like that. This is emotional incarceration, if you really think about it. The next time you're driving on the road, look inside of other cars and look how many people are actually smiling. They're like, it looks like they just came from a funeral. Why is that? That's what the system did to them, what they allowed the system to do to them. Assassinate their inner child and kill their innocence. And with it goes the purity and the essence of your soul. The eyes of a child can see the soul. There's no such thing as an imaginary friend. Again, we hark back to imagination, why they call the most powerful, unlimited, transformative potential energy imaginary, because they don't want you to realize it's real. So if you don't empower it as real, then you disregard it. And that's why you're not connected to it. And that's why you're trapped in a system. There you go. And that's why they refer to a child's imaginary friend as imaginary. They're not imaginary. Those are souls that are with the children. The adults can't see it because you lost that a long time ago. You let the system rob you. and take that from you. But it isn't as if it's gone for good. It's just in a state of dormancy. You have to awaken it. Granted, not everybody has the same talents and abilities, and you can't lump us all into the same gradation. But we all have special and individual talents that we can express and showcase. Absolutely. It's just up to you to find out what that is, explore it, and then express it. But don't let this system rob you, man, of your childhood, your smile, your happiness, your joy, your laughter, your light, your love, your peace, your harmony, your healing, your magic, because they'll suck it right from you. These are parasites. I've already said, man, these are demonic parasites. There's a reason your heart is deliberately broken in this system, because your heart is the one element of the cosmos where all, not some or most, but all divine transmissions are sent through your heart to your soul. And those transmissions contain guidance, information, awareness, support, instructions, healing codes. I can go on, man. Wisdom, knowledge, directions for what you need to do in your journey. That's why they break your heart. Deliberately. They know what they're doing. They know full well what they're doing. That's why they do it to you. That's why they have these songs that promote heartbreak as if it's some big funny thing. And they don't take it serious. In their songs, they have lyrics like, love is a battlefield. What's love but a secondhand emotion? They are getting you to associate love with something painful. So you don't want it, you reject it. But love is the most powerful energy in all the universe that God ever created. So what's their alternative? I think you know that already. Just look at their movies and their television shows. They're showing you exactly what they have to offer. That's the limit of what they have to offer. What you see is what you get. It's a three-dimensional puppet show. But anyway, don't stress yourself out. Because once you start to panic, the mind goes crazy with envisioning these things, starts projecting these worst-case scenario situations, and then all of that gets sent out to the cosmos. And what do you think you're getting back? Experiences that validate that transmission. Then that's when you really panic. Like, I knew it. You see, I knew I was right. I knew it. You see, look at this and look at that. Now look at this. Who's creating it? You. You're in an illusionary universe here, man. I've said this before. Imagine somebody took a virtual reality headset and put it over your eyes, but you're not in control of what that landscape is inside that headset. Only the people in the control booth are. So they can press all the buttons and do whatever they want. And they can freak you out. And you'll panic. Paranoia, fear, trepidation. Oh my God, all of these things you're experiencing. Three-dimensional sensations. And your mind is convinced that they're real. I mean, look at some of those rides that they have in those amusement parks. You know that you're actually not moving, but it tricks the mind into believing that you're at 30,000 feet up and you can feel the water spray and all of these things. I've been on one, and that freaked me out. I was thoroughly convinced that I was at least 20,000 feet above the ocean surface. And I panicked when all there was is inside of a small room with a little, it looked like roller coaster seats that went up and then went back again. The ride is called Wings Over Washington. It's in Seattle. And that will freak you out. Or there are three-dimensional movies that are playing tricks on your head. I mean, I know some people have had seizures, epileptic seizures because of it, and died. Because it tricks the mind so thoroughly that the mind winds up having some sort of detrimental effect, that the people die from it. I don't know the particulars of epileptic seizures induced by three-dimensional projections. I don't know, but it's a real thing. So they've already had that science for many, many, many years. So that's what this is on a grander scale. So they are fooling you into believing that what's going on here is horrific and detrimental. So panic, exist in fear, when you just have to just collect yourself and say, I'm not going to buy into the lies anymore. I'm not going to feed the illusions, and I'm not going to play these games. That's it. I'm done. You don't have this person as a sucker anymore or a chump to use and abuse and manipulate. I'm not going down that road. I'm going the other way. I'm going to pull a 180-degree turn and I'm out. I've grown up. I've awakened myself and I'm done. I woke up out of that sleepless slumber that they had me in a long time ago. Took me a long time to get to this point. This was not an overnight event, trust me. Everybody processes and filters pain and hurtful experiences in their own separate individual way. That's why I don't pretend to say, okay, you should do it this way and this is the only way to do it. You'll never see me do a video like that because I'm not in any position to be doling out advice to you to tell you what to do, how to live your own life, because only you can do that for yourself. All I do is offer information in the hopes that it resonates with you, that you embrace it, and it can help you in some way in your life. That's what the premise of this whole channel is. I don't make it about me. This channel will never be about me. It's always about the universe working through me to you and to the world that can get something of a positive, productive, constructive nature that is conducive to the forward developmental evolutionary aspects of their journey, or not. But before I end this video, I just want to say fear is an illusion. There's two types of fear. There's instilled fear, which is programmed through unconscious societal mechanisms. That's how they control you. That is the existential threat, the invisible boogeyman outside your door. The end of the world, they pull the strings constantly. And then you have instinctive fear, which is a healthy fear. This is the intuitive sense, the first sense of the soul, which is erroneously referred to as the sixth sense of the mind. This is your precognitive intuition, allowing you to understand that even though I know I'm alone, I know I'm being watched. You ever been in a room alone and you just feel eyes on you? Because there are eyes on you. These are intangible eyes, metaphysical, spiritual. And if you get a creepy feeling, then they are malevolent in nature. Just because you can't see something does not mean that it doesn't exist. Again, as always, I use the wind as an example. Can't see the wind, but it's there. You can't see sound, but you know it's there. You can't see thoughts, but you know they are there. You can't see energy, but you know it's there. Some energy you can see, like discharge from lightning. Absolutely. Electrical discharges from, high voltage towers. Absolutely. You can see the arc of the energy. But in most instances, you can't see this energy here because it's imperceivable, it's intangible, it's invisible, and it's inaudible, it's silent. But it's there because everything is comprised of it. So in parting, I'd like to leave you with one thing. And I hope that you could take it near and dear to your heart and carry it with you for the rest of your days. Stop being afraid. You're only doing it to yourself. And have a wonderful day because, to be quite honest, man, you deserve the peace. You got to give it to yourself. Because who else is going to give it to you? You got to create it inside. Take everything in stride. Because believe it or not, every experience is leading you to something better. That's the whole point of this. That's why you're here. You are always loved, and you are never alone. God bless your incredible heart and your wonderful soul. Bless you.